everyone. This is Mackenzie here. This is going to be very crappy video quality because it is raining. Nice lovely rainy day, but that means it's really humid. So my hair looks nasty and my face is a little sweaty. But we're just gonna live with that. It's also a little chilly, so I have a poncho. I know the outfit doesn't go together, but it makes me feel more comfortable. What if I lean forward? Is that any better? Maybe. I'll lean like all the way down here. I added another book to the stack, so hopefully that's a little better. I don't know. We'll just work with what we've got. I'm here today to do the Booktube Newbie Tag. Is anyone out here? I just feel so awkward filming outside. I just thought that this would be a great way for me to introduce myself and for you to get to know me better. I look like sickly. Oh my god. This poncho is really fun to play with, I have to say. Question number 1 is, why are you starting a booktube channel? And I decided to start one because I love reading, but even more than that, I love talking about books. And I got tired of talking to myself about books, but nobody I'm friends with really reads. So I decided, who else can I talk to about books? And that's why I joined Booktube. Oh, look at that, it stopped raining. How perfect. Question 2 is, what are some unique and interesting things you can bring to Booktube? I am a theater kid. I love musicals, but even more, I love plays, and I read a lot of plays, so I would love to be able to talk about that at some point. I also read a lot of classics, and I love poetry, but not like Rupi Kaur and R.L. I was about to say R.L. Stein, that's definitely not who writes the poems. Amanda Lovelace, all of those new people. No, I mean like the old poets, Allen Ginsberg, T.S. Eliot, Robert Frost, sorry, I'm blanking. I love especially good old-fashioned sonnets, and anything with iambic pentameter is just, it's so perfect to me. So I would love to be able to, once I get more established on this platform, be able to provide content about plays or about classic poetry, because those are two things that I hold very near and dear to my heart, and I don't see a lot of other booktubers talking about it. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but I think it would be super fun to talk about it on here. Question 3 is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Sorry, there was a bird, I got distracted. I am very excited to make new friends and come up with some really interesting reading challenges and just like fun video ideas, because I like to think that I'm a creative person. I guess we'll find out soon enough, but I would really love to come up with some really cool ideas and challenges to do on this channel. Maybe start my own tag like months from now. Definitely not right now. I don't know, I like to think that I have lots of ideas, and I'm excited to share them with everyone. Question 4 is, what do you like most about reading? I mean, there's the standard typical answer that everyone gives where like, oh, it transports me to new worlds and it lets me experience things that I've never experienced before. And yeah, that's true, but I don't read a lot of fantasy, so it's not even that exciting. I love writing, and so I think for me, just being able to experience someone else's words and the way that they were put together is so interesting to me. It just really, it warms my heart, especially when a book is really well written. I feel all warm and fuzzy inside because I'm like, wow, this person did what I do and just did it like a billion times better than I could ever. I also have a habit of getting instantly attached to characters, and so that's another big bonus for me, is that when you find good characters that you like, I never stop loving them. So it's very easy to get addicted that way, and that's another thing that I love about reading. Question 5 is, what book series got you into reading? And this is gonna be a weird answer because I sort of, for a really long time, I didn't really read a lot. I only read book series that my friends told me to. It was like all of my friends would read this series and then I would read it after them, and then they would all read another one and I would read it after them, and that just kind of kept going on and on until now in 2020 when I'm reading my own books. So I guess the first book series that I ever read was The Goddess Girls. I don't even remember who it's by, but it didn't make that much of an impact on me. I would say the first series that I ever read that really stuck with me, as in I loved the characters. I remember looking on Pinterest to find like fan art of them. That would be the Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter. It's about a group of girls that go to a spy school. I don't know, it just blew my little 5th grade mind. So I would say that's the one that really did it. And then of course later on, like the next year, it was Harry Potter, Percy Jackson, the typical stuff. No, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. There's a really big fly. Oh my god, go away. I know it won't hurt me. I just don't like it. Go away. Question, oh, I already forgot it. Question 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? And my ultimate question is, how do you make your videos look so professional? Literally, you can see me right now. I'm filming on my back patio when it's humid as heck outside with my phone. Like, it's not, my quality is bleh. How do you make your videos look so good? I don't understand. Question 7 is, what challenges about starting a booktube channel do you think will be the hardest to overcome? I'm a class A procrastinator, so I have a feeling the biggest obstacle for me to hurdle over will be posting regularly. It's just hard to find a time to film and then find time to edit while also filming other things. It just seems like it's going to be a lot. And as you can see, my setup for filming is very inconsistent. If you watched my reading vlog, you'll see I film a lot in the car, but that's not exactly ideal. Like, none of it is. So I'm really going to be struggling to find places and time to film. Question 8 is, when did you start reading? It's starting to rain a little again. What was the question? I keep getting distracted. I first started reading in 2nd grade. I read, my teacher like forced us to read on our own time for like 20 minutes each day. And I read the Magic Treehouse series. Specifically, I only read a couple of them, but I remember the very first one I ever read, the one that I loved was, I don't even remember what it was called, but it was the one about the Titanic. There was just something about it. It just blew my little 2nd grade mind. I was infatuated instantly with the characters and the storyline. I just loved it. So that was really the first time that I ever started reading. And then for the rest of my years, I had a very love-hate relationship with reading where it was super on and off again. I would binge read an entire series and then like not touch a book for 8 months. And then I would do the same thing. I would binge read an entire series and then not open anything for 10 months. I was very hot and cold. Around 7th and 8th grade, I started reading a little more, the standard YA series that everyone reads, I feel like. The Raven Cycle, the All for the Game trilogy. I read Carry On. I tried to read The Mortal Instruments, but then stopped halfway through. Just that sort of stuff. So I was a little more consistent with reading in those 2 years. But once I reached high school, man oh man did I quit. I read 3 books in 2019. Literally 3 books. It wasn't until this January of 2020 that I actually started reading again, and I'm really glad that I pushed myself to do it because I really do love reading. I used to stop all the time, but I just needed to find my love for it again, I think. And now we're sitting at, what's the date? Monday, May 18th, and I have already read 55 books, 56, 55, I don't remember, 50 something books in 2020, and we're not even halfway through the year. I'm just so proud of myself for that. To tie together this big long roundabout answer I've given you, in 2nd grade was when I technically started reading, but I didn't really start like hardcore reading and loving books as pieces of literature instead of just storylines until 2020. Question 9, where do you read? Literally everywhere. I listen to audiobooks, so that gives me a lot of leverage of where I can read at any given time. Oh my god, the bug is back. I keep hearing it buzzing. I listen to audiobooks in the car, in class, when the teacher's not teaching, of course. I listen to it in the hallways at school. I listen to audiobooks while I'm playing games on my phone. I listen to them while I'm doing the dishes at work. I listen to them while I'm, I don't know, cleaning my room. Literally any mindless task, I will probably be listening to an audiobook while I'm doing it. I don't read physical copies quite as often just because I read really slowly, so it's a lot less satisfying because it takes me way longer to get through them, but I do read them sometimes. And in those cases, I typically read out here on my back patio, or in my bed, or while I'm at work. If I don't have any customers, I'll sit down and open up a book. Question 10, the last one, is what kind of books do you like to read? Really any books. I'm not that picky. I read a lot of different genres. Literary fiction is probably my favorite genre just because it's so all-encompassing, and some of the stories in literary fiction are just so profound that I love it to death. The one thing I don't read, and it's not on purpose, I just don't typically pick up YA romance because it just doesn't do much for me. The writing is such a big aspect of why I love a book. YA books are not always the best because they're written in a more juvenile way, which they're meant to be because they're for a younger audience. I'm not a fan of that super high stakes action pack adventure. Like if it's basically Indiana Jones in book format, I'm not gonna read it. I don't know why. Something about it, it's not compelling to me because I know that the sole purpose it was written was to entertain the audience, but I don't just want to be entertained. I want to feel something or think something. I don't just want to read about all these action-packed fighting sequences, or you're running away from someone because you're being chased, or you're like, I don't know. Mission Impossible is not my favorite movie for a reason. So that was the Booktube Newbie Tag. I hope you learned something about me. I had fun sharing my responses with all of you. If you want to find the questions of this tag, you can easily just look it up on the internet. I'm really not sure who created it because it's been going around for so long. I also have to shout out my friend Alana over at Alana Reads. Go subscribe to her channel. I'll link it down in the description because her and I sort of started our booktube adventure together. I hope this was as fun for you as it was for me. I'm desperately waiting for the skies to clear up so I can go for a walk. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye.